So far your discussion has been about household saving, but you haven't spoken that much about government saving and government spending. While the U.S. government is no paragon of financial restraint and balanced budgets, we all know that right now the European governments are really having problems. So I just wonder, how does the government saving and spending piece fit into it, particularly because, as you said in your discussion, the government spending has been allowing a lot of the European citizens to save because they don't have such high healthcare costs, they don't have these high education costs, because a lot of that is taken care of by the government. So how does government saving, or the lack thereof, fit into the story?
Yeah, that's an excellent question. Because often people tend to conflate government spending and household spending. Some people think for moral reasons they're the same, that, as I think one of the parties used to say, that, the government should sit down like people do in their households and should be frugal and not spend too much. Well, the problem was most households weren't actually like that. But the relationship between government, we could say government debt or government spending and household spending, it doesn't go together that well. We have all sorts of variations. I mean, government spending and government debt in Germany is fairly low. It's fairly low because they have taxes. And when you bring in taxes, then you don't have a problem of deficits and debt. Italians have very high household savings, but the government's a mess now. Greeks didn't necessarily have low household spending, but they had egregious government spending. Irish have very high household spending and very high levels of household debt, but fairly low levels of government debt. So there's all sorts of variations. I would say that we shouldn't get confused about this, that solving the household finance problem is different. It's not the same solution. If we say households got to save more, be less in debt, that doesn't mean that for the moment the U.S. government has to cut down its spending and cut down its debt. This may actually be a time to stimulate. So we have to be very careful to separate these two things.